ourselves a round of applause. Hey! It's so good to have you, Selena.
Same here.
And how are you?
Great.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And your studio audience, energetic. Thank you. Thank you very much.
She's very beautiful.
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What are friends for?
I know my studio audience are just amazing. But you know, us talking about premature babies, I have a friend who had twins.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and I think they were born at 7 months. And for her, she keeps saying, I didn't even know my twins would turn out this way. You know, when she had them, she was scared to lose them. She was scared to hold them. And all she could do was to pray to God. And she kept on getting the assurance, but she still didn't have the hope. But today, when you see those babies, beautiful babies, amazing babies, if they don't tell you they were born as preemie, you won't know. And so the preemie story is different for everybody.
Yeah.
And for preemies, you never prepare yourself for it.
Well, you're right. It's different for everybody because it's a unique experience. But you've realized what triggers or what causes it is, you know, we have similar stories.
Okay.
So our stories are similar, but of course the coping and the outcome, and again, the impact of it would vary. But the whys are definitely similar. And I'm really grateful to Multimedia, Joy Prime and yourself for creating space for this conversation to happen. But I have to assure you, we're not going to be having a heavy scientific conversation.
Right.
But this is for you to see, just be inspired by the positives, and also what you can do to make a difference. So the social aspects of prematurity or in any newborn issue and why it is not far from you.
Yeah.
So maybe you're watching us, you're listening to us, you are not married or you're not planning to have kids, you're really minding your business, and so you're wondering, why does this even concern me?
Yeah.
Why should I even learn about it? Mm-hmm. But I will just give you just a quick scenario that you regardless, you might have a sister.
Yeah.
If you don't have a sister, you have an aunt.
Yeah.
If you don't have that, you have a friend that you care about.
Yeah.
That anything can happen. Mm-hmm. That if they become pregnant, what can you do to help them? Because of this information, you become intentional, become aware that if somebody you care about, maybe at church, you will know what not to say to hurt their feelings. When you heard that maybe the person had a baby, they are not talking about a baby or posting the baby for you to see, that you will be sensitive enough to know what not to say. And maybe this conversation will inspire you to know that if you see a baby with a certain challenge, you will be mindful of what to say and how you can be supportive, because this can happen to anybody. So when you know the information, you know how to be able to help and how to add your voice for change, so that when your time is up and you have your baby, you would be more prepared because you learned more about this. So, and of course, about the foundation, I'm happy to share about our journey, my story, and how that, you know, may inspire everybody, not necessarily around prematurity, but how my story, my preemie story, might inspire someone in their life, whatever it is that you are doing. So I'll be I look forward to the rest of the conversation.
Yes. I know people watching us, I like that most people know about preemie, but there might be people who don't really know about preemie.
Yes.
And so we want to break it down for people to understand what premature babies are, or babies born premature are. So if you can start from the grass.
That's fine. So just in simple terms, for every pregnancy, you're expected to deliver between 38 to 40 weeks, or just a little bit after that, maybe a week more. But for a premature baby, it means that the baby came early. So we would often say born too soon. Sometimes we say preemies.
Yeah.
It was born too soon, yes.
Okay.
Way earlier than the time. So basically that's what it means. I don't want us to be too technical, you know. And also, there are 3 categories. You would have those that are very preterm or extremely preterm, of course, and also the mid ones, which are also very preterm. And the one that they are preterms, but just late preterm. They call them late preterms. Okay. And those in critical need are the ones. All of them need help. And I'm talking about those in critical conditions are the ones that you categorize them as extremely preterm or very preterm. And the late preterms, sometimes you're quite lucky because people who are 8 months or something like that. Their time, they didn't wait till 9 months, but again, they came too soon. Yeah. So in simple terms, babies born too soon are considered preterm. Yeah. However, we have 3 categories: the extreme preterm, very preterm, and late preterm. Any of these stages, as long as the baby didn't wait till 9 months for the baby to come, you are considered a premature baby.
Yeah. I know mostly people say that they had a preterm because of, some complications they had during pregnancy, and the complications vary. Some also say it's because of their age. Maybe for them, they were a bit old, and so they couldn't carry full term. Some to say their womb was a bit too weak, and so they couldn't carry full term, right? Yeah. Are there other types or other reasons why, there are preterm babies?
Yes, we have the medicals. Yesterday, if you watched the morning show, I think it was yesterday, we were blessed that the Ops and Gynae doctor, Dr. Selom, educated everybody. So if you watched that, I'm sure by now you have some information. So beyond these, again, like you said, you would have several causes. And again, research is still, it's yet to advance to the stage where we can understand some of the causes in this. But yes, multiple gestation. So if you're pregnant with a twin, maybe they're 4, 5, 3, those, you might be susceptible to preterm birth. Right. Teenage pregnancy is also noted to be that as well. And of course, your age could be a factor, and underlying medical conditions. Right. And in some cases, to save the mother's life, they have to
take the baby out.
And so these are some of the common causes. So underlying conditions could be high blood pressure, preeclampsia, which could lead to preeclampsia or eclampsia. There are several factors that could end a mother, and of course, stress level. The extent of the research lets us understand what extent of the stress or even trauma that accounts for preterm birth. Again, all of these, we still have a long way to go in terms of research to help us understand some of these, which you learn in my case, which what is said could be the possible cause. I still question myself that I didn't have all of those. I was really fine.
Let's talk about you. You had your baby at what age? Or at what, not your
gestation.
age? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he was 30 weeks, 5 days, and then it happened.
And then it happened. Of course, you'd never thought it would happen.
Not because I didn't, you will not think about it unless you have an underlying condition. If you go into the hospital, you are not well, or you know that you're already battling with something, a sickness, and a medical condition, and you've been diagnosed with it, you should expect that based on those diagnoses, you are under close medical or clinical monitoring to ensure that you are safe and the baby is safe.
Right.
In my case, I didn't even think about it. It didn't come to me because I didn't have any medical condition that I became aware of during my pregnancy or even before my pregnancy. So by God's grace, I've had a good health. And so I was just enjoying my pregnancy as usual. Right. First time mom. And first time mom, I had an expectation, what the baby would be like, would look like, what I would be like. Of course, it's a level of anxiety. Yeah. You don't know what kind of mother I'm going to be. And then life happened. So if you want to delve into the story, just,
how did it happen? Let's go deep into the story.
I just woke up one dawn to use the washroom, and just when I made one step, my water broke. I said, this is not what they taught me in the antenatal care. So what is happening? I was rushed to the hospital, and the first concern of the medical staff was to help my baby's lungs. Because at that age, if he comes out and he can breathe on his own, it means that the survival chances are higher. And so the steroids, I'll put on bed rest, gave me the medication and everything that I needed. Then by the 48th hour, we did another examination, and then the doctor realized that no, you're losing so much of water, also called the amniotic fluid, or liquor. Now, this is the water that surrounds the baby in the womb of the mother. And what water left is so small that we might have to force you into labor. As a first-time mom, I said, thinking about it, actual labor itself makes me want to cry. Now, forcing me into it is another thing, right? And I thank God for the midwife. I believe that God used the midwife that minute, because she came, listened to the doctor, and said, Doc, we will not do this. We have to conduct an emergency cesarean so that they can save the mother and the baby. After several back and forth, the doctor decided to listen to what the midwife was saying. And they performed the cesarean session, and it was during the procedure they found out that my baby had tied the umbilical cord around his neck twice.
Wow.
And the water left around him was less than 250 ml, which is half a sachet of water, right?
Wow.
Oh, yeah. So he was literally battling with his life. So imagine if you were in labor pain, you were pushing.
He wouldn't have survived.
No, he wouldn't have survived. Because the scan didn't even show that he had strangled himself with the umbilical cord. And so once you're pushing, you will not see it. By the time the baby comes out, the baby is already gone. And the mother also, you'd be in distress, prolonged labor, and the complications and the worst case scenarios you can imagine.
You lose your life.
Yes. And I thank God that he came out weighing 1.4 kilos, very tiny baby.
1.4.
I remember I could see him, they showed him to me on the theater bed, and the first thing I saw was his scalp. It looked like it was split, because he's not fully formed, 30 weeks.
Yeah.
And he was rushed to the neonatal intensive care unit, and I lived every second, I would say, preparing my mind for the worst news, that perhaps my baby is no more. I was numb. I couldn't feel anything.
Do you think he will survive?
No. Even the stories my mom and the rest of my family were telling me, I felt they were telling me that because we were separated, so I couldn't see him. Now thinking about it, I thought they were lying to me. I thought they were just telling me this so that I would cope, But in some part of me, I couldn't even feel it, but some part of me felt that it would be better if, he
didn't make it.
He didn't make it because of what I saw. And it was a struggle because what I saw I've never seen anything like that before. It's really, really tiny. And when I reconciled with him in the NICU, the first time they pointed that was my baby, I broke down into uncontrollable tears. I couldn't be consoled. I was crying. I didn't even know why I was crying. And a part of me was like, God, let him live. And a part of me was like, what if he doesn't? So the trauma that I went through, at some point I forgot about myself and I was looking after other mothers who were there because the wailing, some of them would be crying, first-time moms.
Yeah.
And in some cases, some of them were crying because the baby had passed on. You come to attend to our baby's per session, and a mother is crying, and that you are anxious again because, You don't know whose baby is next to go. But something interesting happened. I realized that unconsciously, I was supporting other mothers. I would be asking, what happened to you? What happened to you? And I asked the other, what happened to you in their stories? Their unique stories inspired me to delve into extensive research into prematurity, including medical doctors there. I would ask questions because during that period, there was nothing they tell you, in my case, that it would make sense. Nothing they would say makes sense.
They gave you assurance, right?
Well, I mean, they have to. No, it doesn't make, it would not make sense to you. But
how long did it take before you got the opportunity to see your baby?
Oh, right. Immediately, I was taken to the NICU.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, we were separated.
After birth?
5 days.
5 days before you got to see him?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I was in a different facility.
Okay.
And he was in another facility. Even though the facility where I was had the equipment and everything to cater for him, for his case, he was very preterm, extreme preterm. And so they needed to take him to the teaching hospital to make sure that he has everything and minimize the chances of him passing away. So that's why we were separated for a while. So it was not, it was intentional to help my baby to survive. But when we reconciled, he defied all odds. Now he's 10 years.
Oh,
He's 10 years now and he's doing amazing. Really quite tall for a 10-year-old. And you're like, I think I'm growing taller than you now. And he's doing amazing.
Yeah.
And his story is one of many. I want you to be assured, if you're listening, I want you to know that preterm babies can and do survive.
Yeah.
So do not be alarmed only by the negatives, because even though the reality is there, let me be honest with you that there are those who live with lifelong disabilities as a result of the complications from preterm birth. Not all mothers get to have their babies whole, healthy, like I have enjoyed with my son in the last 10 years. There are several stories of hope. Just to assure you that there are systems here in Ghana, in our medical centers, that can help our babies to survive. Of course, there's a reality that in some cases, the death rates are preventable.
Yeah.
Let me be honest with you. Some of the death rates are just preventable and very painful stories. A mother or a couple will try fertility only for them to lose the baby because of a preventable incident. So these are some of the realities. But again, I just want to assure us that there is hope.
Definitely hope.
But I mean, so how it happened, I entered into extensive research in prematurity.
Yeah.
I needed to understand, why did it happen to me? Who else is this happening to? And what can we do to minimize the impact, whether from the prevention, also to look at the social aspect of it, and then the economic aspect of it. Then I saw key areas that we can help. The organization I wanted to start will help to make a difference or make our own contribution to the ongoing work around neonatal health. So we focus specifically on advocacy and awareness, research, improving quality and standards of care, and strengthening stakeholder partnerships. Now, I'm going to tell you why. Medical help or the scientific or healthcare fraternity have a critical role in advancing care for the mother and the baby and all of us. But guess what? When you go to the hospital and then the doctor tells you, do this and do that, you realize that you go home and then you have a conversation and somebody you care about will say, why don't you do it this way?
Yeah.
All the time. Like, they tell you, don't take milk for this period.
Yeah.
But you go home and and you're
drink half. Drink half, it's fine.
It's fine. Somebody will tell you that, take alcohol with it. Nothing happened. It happened to me, nothing happened. So this tells you that medical work or healthcare or science has its space, it ends at one point, and there's a social or the community impact of it. So you leave the hospital and then you go home. The doctor's work is done. He or she did his or her work, but you go home and there's an influence that goes beyond the hospital walls.
That's so true. Now, Selena, for you, what actually did the doctor tell you that caused it?
It's a premature rupture of the membrane.
Okay.
When I found out, I said, okay, why? What did I do?
Yeah.
Premature, they said every sudden ruptured my membrane. Like, what happened? And I still don't know.
You still don't know?
I still don't know why the premature rupture of the membrane. And I still don't know, and I'm going to tell you why. After I felt inspired, after the research, I was inspired to start the organization, African Foundation for Premature Babies and Neonatal Care, AFPNC. And because the vision meant that it would start from here in Ghana and spread to other part of Africa, bringing stakeholders together to address the issue and make a difference, right? And my focus immediately was giving help. So I channeled my pain, the frustration, the anxiety, and my fear into help, working to make a difference. Like, somebody has to help another mother, another father, another baby. It's not the best, but I put my own personal struggle aside, and I realized that I found hope and strength. I started healing whilst giving help to other people. The more I listened to them, the more I engaged, I realized I was healing.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize at what point did I see myself feeling whole, but it was a process and a journey for me.
Right.
Now I know so much, and I'm still learning so much about prematurity and understanding that there are a couple of things that could have caused the membrane to rupture. Either the water around the baby was too much, or there could have been some infection.
What about stress?
It's one of the factors. And I know that I know that during that time I was really stressed. But I said, who is in Ghana is not stressed? I mean,
I think we underestimate stress.
We underestimate stress.
You underestimate stress.
No, but
stress what stress can do, we have no idea.
We have no idea. So stress is part of the things that could have caused the membrane to rupture. But again, like I said, there's so much research going on to help to understand this better. So to answer your question, this is what caused the premature rupture of the membrane. That's what medically they diagnosed that caused my water
to break.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, sharing the story is something else, and until the person experiences it, the person will not understand what you've been through. I think we have a few messages that have come in, Fela.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Once again, this conversation is one that should be had because I'm not sure that a lot of people are privy to such information. So we just hear and then we just jump, and everybody's like, oh, what is this? When this happens to me, that means I'm cursed. The type of misconceptions people have about giving birth prematurely is absurd. Someone says when the baby comes out before time, it means that you are not a real woman. Like, you should listen to how people, sit down to think about this circumstance or situation. But like she just said, it is something that happens. If it happens to you, this is how you can go through it. And listen, you're not alone, okay? Well, someone says that, hi, today is actually my first time watching the show, and you guys are really great. Keep the good work.
Thank you.
Monsieur. This one says that, okay, I have had 2 preterm babies due to severe preeclampsia.
Wow.
My first baby was 1.7 kg. He was so tiny, but I never thought of any worse scenario. I was rather happy he was fully formed. Now the first one is 6. And the second is 1 year.
Wow.
And both are so strong and healthy, and they are all boys.
Oh, that's nice.
And the person is giving a big thanks to Kolebu Teaching Hospital. I'm sure they are the ones who took care of it through it all. So please keep your comments coming. 055-157-5757 is the number for you to send your messages. We're still here, Rosie.
You know, I must say congratulations to you. AFPNC is something that everybody needs. Like you said, it could happen to anybody.
Yes, it can.
And at this point, we need to keep advocating on it and let people know that if it happens to you, it's not the end of the world.
Right.
You know, with this necessary support, your baby can survive. Your baby has survived. 10 years.
10 years, yeah.
Big 10.
Big 10. 10 he turned 10 in April. April this year. So he's actually... He thinks he's a preteen now. I don't know why he thinks.
10 years preteen.
Yeah.
I know.
You
All
know.
right. So I want us to take a look at some of the things that you're doing. So let's take a look at this video.
Funds they would have used to cater for the items in the purple basket.
This is what AFPNC is doing. So it's been 10 years so far.
Yes, it's been 10 years.
Yes.
I mean, in 10 years, we've done quite a lot. We've implemented projects in 7 regions, collaboratively, and we are more than 40 projects.
Right.
We are internationally recognized and awarded by the Global Foundation for the Care of Newborn Infants for the work that we are doing here. Our contribution, to the work here, quite a lot. And I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to serve on the Parents Advisory Board as a 2-time elected member of the Parents Advisory Board for the Global Foundation for the Care of Newborn Infants. Several work that we have done. And I have to say thank you to the organizations that we've had the opportunity to work with them, and also the health societies who have supported us to do some of these campaigns that we are doing. This month is World Prematurity Awareness Month. It is Purple Month. You would probably be wondering, why would you want to be part of this advocacy? Because there's a baby somewhere who will not have access to the Kolebus and all of that rich hospitals because of how far they are. And the more we speak up to help that, health equality or the universal coverage, healthcare coverage extends to everybody is important. You might never know until it happens to you. So the more we speak up and the more we support some of this education to help inspire some people. Another mother just shared a beautiful story that their baby survived.
Yes.
The more we share our stories, if somebody is stigmatizing because of the misconceptions around prematurity, it would minimize because you know better. You will not say, I don't know, why would you, what's your baby too tiny?
Yeah.
And why does the baby have these complications and all of that? But we can do better. Now, we have a summit coming up, which is the Purple for Prematurity Summit. We thank the Methodist Church of Ghana. We did this in collaboration with the Accra College of Medicine, Water Aid Ghana, the Methodist Church who has supported us so much, and also the Water Aid Ghana consistent. Last year they supported us this year. Why is it important that we do this? Because tackling this from the scientific aspect alone is not enough.
Right.
There's a social aspect of it. There's a policy aspect of that has to do with government. How you saw the video.
Yeah.
The cost of care in the NICU, for some they cannot bear.
And some of them abandon their babies.
Because the cost.
Yeah.
And for several reasons, right? And when they are discharged home, because of the stigma, some of them have to hide their babies. And they're not following the medical advice because of the misconceptions and all of that. So we want to join forces with all stakeholders. How do we encourage public-private partnership to increase investment in innovation? I'll give you an example. But maybe 15 to 20 years ago, when you have malaria, you're scared because just the thought of taking chloroquine injection for you to itch your whole body, you will snap out of it. And the death rate was high. But now, we are not with education.
Yes.
We are not scared anymore. When you go to the counter, over-the-counter medicine, just gets your medication and you're good to go. So if we can do the same for prematurity, which is a leading cause of death, one of the leading causes of death for under 5 children, then we will be closer to achieving our sustainable development goals.
Fantastic.
So then all these stakeholders are coming together. It is by invitation.
Okay. On the 12th and 13th?
On the 12th, on the 13th.
Okay.
We are holding this summit to bring also to be able to look at how do we help to increase investment in natal care.
Right.
So that babies do not die because the parents can't afford or because of an issue that has to do with low investment as much as possible. And then we look at the way forward when it comes to the work around prematurity, education, empowerment as much as possible. And thank Ghana Health Service, Director General, and the Family Health Division, amazing, Pediatric Science of Ghana, GRNMA, SOGOG, these are GRNMA, yes, and the Ghana Psychological Association. They've all collaborated with us for us to be able to do this multi-sectorial advocacy and training forum to make sure we create awareness on prematurity.
Fantastic. Selena, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you.
And thank you for being here. And you have an amazing boy. We saw a picture of him. Unfortunately, we don't have the picture to show.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's looking so good. What's his name again?
Ken.
Ken. So, hi, Ken. Maybe you're watching Mommy today, and I know you're proud of Mommy. So, kudos to you. And yes, preteen, it's coming. Don't worry. You get to the teenage stage and you want to run away. Selena, thank you so much for being here. We are so grateful.
Thank you.
Give Selena a round of applause. She's doing so well.